No, they are guiding path advisors. Good morning. Whoa. And welcome. Congratulations to all of you. A big round of applause for making it this far. Woo woo! We are extremely excited to have you here and start you on this journey. Nursing path, my favorite, most loving profession. Some of your faculty. We will be introducing ourselves shortly. I did just want to congratulate you, welcome you for being here. In our presentation, our goal is to give you the basic detail and information that you're going to need to get yourself started and geared up for the fall semester. You're going to have book information here, some pre-work that you need to be doing as far as getting yourselves ready for dosage calculation, which is a big component of our nursing program. We are waiting on a few others to arrive, like Dr. Gabriel. But in the interim, I will introduce myself. My name is Dr. Rivera Smith. I am the course leader for the freshman level nursing program. I have been a nurse for a long time, really long time. I don't even want to tell you how many decades. But nursing is my passion. There are so many potential and opportunities out there for you. Our goal is to give you the basic foundational tools to help you be successful so that you too can launch your nursing career. Okay? Professor Bish?
Hello, as Dr. Rivera Smith said, I am Professor Bish. I am a graduate from Naugatuck Valley, as many of my colleagues are. So you can jump from that seat in a few years up here. So there's no end to the limits that this degree is going to get for you. I am a freshman level full-time faculty person, and I am also the peer tutor advisor. I also am the tutor advisor. They call me the dosage calculation queen. I guess just because I can do math, I guess. But if anybody needs help and are struggling throughout the next 2 years, I strongly suggest you come see me first, and sooner than later.
Hi, everyone. My name is Professor Fontanez. I'm new here. Within past this last semester was new. Spent, I would say, probably about 20 years in nursing. I've done quite a bit of things, from home care, working in open heart surgery, ICU. Recently, just managing the recovery room at Yale Naval Hospital. And done many things. Enjoyed this. This is probably the best job that I've had, is just being here with all of you and teaching you and watching you learn and grow. So looking forward to this semester, and we're all here to help support you guys and get you through. All right? Thanks.
Good morning, everyone. Congratulations on your acceptance. We're very excited for you. I'm Professor Shahal. I'm one of the team member who teach the course content. I also do clinical in Danbury Hospital. Along with that, I'm student club advisor. We are going to talk about it in a little bit. And congratulations once again, and welcome.
Hi, everyone. Congratulations again. My name is Professor Bueno. I'm the clinical coordinator for the nursing program, as well as a clinical instructor. So I do teach on the freshman side. So you're going to be talking a lot with me, but I have also been here for a couple of years, and I really enjoy, like Paul said, Professor Fontanez said, this is actually the best job I ever had. So it is really rewarding to help you to get into nursing and grow from and graduate in 2 years. So welcome again. Hello, I'm Professor Logue. I am the clinical lab instructor, so I'll see you guys all in the lab. Congratulations and welcome again. We're so excited that you're here.
Okay, am I the last one? Okay. So welcome, everybody. I'm Dr. Carol Gabriel. I'm the Associate Dean for Health Sciences and the Director of Nursing. Congratulations to all of you for getting into the program. So I know it was a lot of work. You're excited, right? Excited about this? Yeah. And you should be very proud of yourselves because you know it's so competitive to get into nursing school, as you know. And you're going to fight like heck to keep your seat, right? Yeah. So I'm really confident that the faculty you have here are so supportive to help you get through this because I always say, we look good if you look good. So we want you to succeed. I know sometimes it may not feel that way, but we really do. We want you to do that, to do well. So please, use the resources that are available to you here. Don't be afraid to ask or, don't be too proud to come and say, I'm struggling or I need help with this. Most of us are available for tutoring and helping you to learn study strategies and test-taking strategies. We've been doing this for a really long time, a lot of years between all of us. I know personally, I don't even know, 40 maybe, 30. I hate to even tell you, it's a long time doing this. I always say to students, listen, you don't want me taking care of you at the bedside because you guys are like going to be new graduates. But I can teach you a lot about nursing education, and how to get through nursing school. And I still have RN after my name, even though my kids say to me, "Mom, you're not really a nurse, are you?" Yes, I'm still a nurse. I'm still a nurse, fundamentally. I have a nursing license. I don't practice at the bedside, but it's a lot of things about nursing I still know. So anyway, so I look forward to you being here, and I wish you every success. My office is down here, and I encourage you to, if you have concerns, certainly go to your instructor. The lines of communication, it's always speak to your instructor first. We have a course leader, Dr. Maribel Rivera-Smith, and I'm here too. I can help you resolve things or, help you, what's the word I'm looking for? Mind help me out here. I can't think of the word. No, can't think of the word. Well, that too. No, that too. Yeah, that too. No, C is coming to my, I can't think of it. Anyways, so if you need conflict resolution, that's what I was trying to think of. If you need help with any conflict resolution, we're all here to help you with that, and I can help you with that too if you're having a little trouble with anything, okay? So I probably won't see you very much, but I'm here if you do need to talk to me, okay? All right, well, enjoy your day. It's really exciting to see all, these new faces. Oh, I did want to tell you something else, too. For those of you who don't have microbiology, they're adding on, yes, this is exciting. They're adding on a new section for summer session 2. I think they're opening it today. So if you want to get a seat, there's probably only going to be 20 seats. And it's a hybrid course. So the labs are here on campus, but otherwise the lectures are online. And it starts on June 28th and goes to August 5th, maybe, something like that. So if you need to get microbiology, you should do it now. Otherwise, you're going to have to take chemistry if you don't have it to get into microbiology going forward after fall, come this fall. So I'm trying to tell my students, get in now, okay, as we go through this transition, because you're going to be the first class or second class that graduates from Connecticut State? Second class that's going to graduate from, Connecticut State Community College at Naugatuck Valley. So as we're transitioning the curriculum and there are going to be different guidelines to go by, we want to make it as a seamless process as possible for students. So if you have courses that you need to transfer in, if you need, course substitutions, get those things in now to me or your GPA advisor so we can get that taken care of. So you don't have to take any courses unnecessarily if you don't need them, all right? So microbiology, keep an eye on that, okay? Good luck. Enjoy.
Okay, I'm next. Get used to this, right? Long lectures of our voices. And again, I want to start off by saying welcome to the class of 2025. As you will see, there is a pin out here. Everybody got a pin, hopefully, when you checked in or signed in. Keep this with you because this is what you guys are working for. Yesterday, we had 100 or so odd students who got their pin yesterday. It was the most emotional ceremony we've have, and the best part of our job is to see all of our graduates be successful and earn this pin. So the pin is special. Everybody who graduates from a nursing program gets a pin. And every college or school of nursing has a special pin that we wear that lets us know that we are a graduate from Naugatuck Valley. And just as I mentioned to you, I am a graduate of Naugatuck Valley, and I'm very proud to say that I graduated from Naugatuck Valley and had many, many mentors who guided me and told me that I could be successful just as we are here, and told me that I could do this, and even said, hey, maybe be an educator someday. And I was like, I just don't want to get a referral, right? And so with that, it may seem like it's a big milestone, but it's something that is very achievable. And on the back, you can write another reason. Why am I here? What am I doing this for? Not just this pin, but to help people, for our children, for our families, for whatever reason we have, we want to write it on the back of the card, okay? So getting back to what this pin means, it's a reflection of your graduate's achievement and your role in the nursing program. It unites all nurses within the profession. And the pin has its uniqueness because the Naugatuck Valley pin has a band of outer rays that come from a portion of the original Mattituck Community College, which incorporated the Native American logo to it. And so if many of you don't know that this college used to be Mattituck, then Naugatuck, and then we were NVCC, and now we are CTC. All the same quality nurses that come from this program. And as you will see when you go out to clinical, when they see Naugatuck Valley on your shirt, right, they're going to say, wow, they're Naugatuck Valley students. They've really prepared them for the future, okay? In the center of this pin is the Nightingale lamp of knowledge. So we hope to give you and share knowledge with you over the next 2 years, okay? Okay, and Dr. Rivera?
Thank you, Professor Bish. I couldn't help but, I was speaking to one of our guests standing in the back, and what better referral than she is actually one of our former graduates, congratulations, whose husband is now in the program. So what a better referral system than we got here, right? Than to have your spouse come and support you during your orientation. That's awesome. I do not want to hold this, so bear with me 1 second. Okay, one of the first things that I'd like to have you guys do, because we've congratulated you left and right, I want you now to take a look at your peers around you, turn around, look at them, congratulate them, meet them, because this is your support system for the next 2 years that's going to help you get through this program. All right, no more talking. Back to basics here. So as we intended, you've met the faculty Our goal here is to help you start preparing. What are your responsibilities to help launch your nursing career? It starts right here, right now, right? Our teaching is collaborative. We're here to help you be successful, but you need to help us help you. As Dr. Gabriel identified before, we're here to help you with any conflicts that you may have. We're here to help you with study strategies. But we don't know if you're struggling or having a hard time until you come and talk to us. We don't want you to come talk to us after you failed your third exam or didn't do as well as you wanted to do, and now you're trying to crawl out of a hole and trying to figure out how much do I need to help me pass. You should not let yourself get to that extreme. We are faculty advisors. You will be assigned an advisor, and we're here, like I said, to help give you study strategies, success. We team teach the content, right? So we all have a portion of the content, and we're subject matter experts in our content, right? So whereas we may guide you and inform you as to study strategies, it is also best and advised to, if there's a particular content that you're having a hard time with, speak to the faculty member that delivered that content, okay? Because they will tell you, you know, what are the keys? What do you need to do? I'll get into shortly as far as how the curriculum is laid out, as far as the type of curriculum that it is. But first, again, just wanted to identify your responsibilities. If something is going to happen, it's going to happen during nursing school, right? So you need to make sure that you prepare accordingly, that you have a backup plan, that you have a backup plan to your backup plan, right? That you have childcare, reliable car to get you to and from clinical, right? You need to find out who your support systems are at home, because they are just as vital in your role and success in the curriculum as well, right? So get those support systems, and then you can pay them back after the fact. But you need to make sure that you have a plan and a backup plan to your backup plan, okay? And start identifying what your strategies are for success, right? If you work, you need to identify, you know, do I work too much? Do I need to cut down on my hours? Right? Find out and identify what are those tricks or trades and support systems that are going to help you get through this program. It's a little clicker. Wrong way. Okay. So our curriculum is considered a concept-based curriculum, right? So concept identifies major themes, clinical aspects, that then have exemplars or examples related to those concepts. In the first semester, you're going to learn, have an introduction to many of those concepts that are going to be covered throughout the curriculum, right? So the curriculum is developed simple to complex. So you're going to learn those foundational tools, right, and concepts, and they're going to continue to build upon one another. You're going to learn about the interrelatedness to the concepts. For example, perfusion, right? That's blood as it flows through our body. The concept is perfusion, and then examples of that or exemplars would be hypertension, heart disease, heart failure, shock, right? It all relates to perfusion, that major concept. But in the beginning, that first semester, we're going to introduce you to, well, what is perfusion, right? The circulation through the body. You should all be familiar with your anatomy and physiology. We're not going to reteach you anatomy and physiology, so you need to make sure that you review and go back to those notes regarding that A&P, the structure and function of the heart and perfusion. And then interrelatedness related to that would be oxygenation, right? Obviously, we need oxygen to get to the blood to perfuse throughout our body. So again, simple to complex, that's how we deliver the curriculum, all right? Blackboard will be available to you the week before the semester starts. You'll have some preliminary information and detail there as far as probably your first few lectures. It is really your responsibility to make sure that you come prepared to class to learn. The instructors, the course teachers will prepare PowerPoint presentations there for you with information that you should know, but our job is not to stand here in front of the classroom and go over those PowerPoint presentations. That's your responsibility. When you come to class, you're gonna have active learning strategies to help you apply the information in detail that you've been assigned to read and also that's included in those presentations, okay? As I said, this is a collaborative process. You need to do the work. We should not be working harder than you are. We want you to be successful. We want you to come prepared with questions related to what you might have read. What is in that presentation that you need further clarification on, okay? She's getting everything I'm saying. That's a future nurse in the making. All right, textbooks. Just a brief overview on the textbooks. There is a QR code there, which essentially is that PDF file of the textbooks, your book bundles. They're going to be offered as print, hard copy textbooks, except for 2 of them. And then there's also an e-text bundle. All right, and the prices will vary based on which bundle you choose. I don't want to steal your thunder, Miss Aisha. You okay? Okay. All right. So the book publisher that we're using is Elsevier. The books that have been identified are main concept-based curriculum and our fundamentals books. Even with those printed book copies, those are ebooks because there is electronic resources which have adaptive quizzing and other tools, again, to help you study, to help you learn the content, to question you. You're going to hear a lot NCLEX examination questions. That's the licensing exam that you take at the end of these 2 years, right? They start preparing you to review that information, content, and detail. And we'll go further into that on our very first day as to how to utilize those resources. But within the handout, the QR code that'll get you there. Thank you very much, Professor Logue, by the way, for helping set up that QR code. There's the link to Elsevier or Evolve to help you learn how to register for the products and start using them. You have to purchase the book bundle through the bookstore to be able to receive a voucher within that book bundle that's going to provide access to those electronic resources, right? You know, I can say, oh, I can get these books at Amazon or the bookstore. You probably can, but it's not going to provide you with an access code that will give you access to the SharePath and electronic resources and adaptive quizzing, which can help you with your studying, okay? Textbook information with a link to the bookstore, okay? And the 2 ISBN numbers for the book bundles that will be available, all right? Whether you decide to go with the electronic or ebooks alone, or the SharePath bundle that has 2 electronic books. And those electronic books are awesome because you know what? They have audio read. So you could, on your car ride home or on your car ride to class, you know, if you're an auditory learner, it's a great tool, right? So you can have that reinforcement of the material. It is important as the information here identifies, again, it must be purchased through the bookstore to get access to that digital code for the electronic resources. That is an active link. At the end of the presentation, a little later in the summer, this presentation is going to be sent out electronically to everyone, so it will be available, but you are all NVCC students. You have the information related to the bookstore. As far as financial aid, you must be registered and have your financial aid in place in order to use the book voucher for this book bundle. Okay? The contact person in financial aid that relates to setting it up and eligibility, her information and contact detail is found again on the slide in front of you. So fully authorized financial aid students will be able to use your vouchers once you've registered for the, it's now Nursing 1120. With the new college, our code, our course ID changed a little bit. But the information as far as having the voucher available, you must register for the course in order to get that voucher. So some questions that you may have regarding, well, the program and when do we meet and what are our class days? Our class days are Tuesday and Wednesday. Lecture here, F102. Tuesdays, you will have class from 9:30 to 12:30. On Wednesdays, you have class from 9:30 to 11:30. Okay? So Tuesday is the longer day. Again, preparation should occur before coming to class so that you are ready for the active learning and teaching strategies that the course facilitator has prepared for you. All right, make sure you do your readings, take a look at your resources, take a look at the PowerPoint presentations. Oftentimes, the educators will also put links on there to websites, evidence-based journals with the latest findings, information related to the content that is being taught. So you are strongly encouraged, again, to come prepared and read that information in detail before coming to class. Clinical days for the most part are going to be Thursday and Friday, okay? Thursday and Friday, a clinical day. If you have morning clinical, that's from 7 to 1:30. There will be evening clinical as well, and Professor Bueno will get further into as far as clinical. I'm giving you a brief overview. Evening clinical hours are from 2 in the afternoon to 8:30, okay? You will find out a little later in the summer, again, your rotation. Tuesdays, 9:30 to 12:30. Wednesday, 9:30 to 11:30. Okay? Yes, the information is here. And our unit exams are going to be held typically on a Tuesday. Right? When the course opens up, there'll be a course calendar and all the dates for the exams will be identified there as far as the concepts, what day they're being taught. Okay, but just a general overview so that you know, because Tuesday is the longer day, we do our exams on a Tuesday. Okay, registration, that is the course title and number. They've added a 1 in front of the 120, so we are now 1120. You should or must register by June 1st. And I know that Dr. Gabriel mentioned as far as if you don't have micro yet, she encourages you to register and get it done with. But also information and detail as far as anatomy and physiology and your psych courses. If you don't have those, you must be registered for them by the fall. There's seats up front right here. Yes? Say that again, I'm sorry. No, your clinical rotation will be your clinical rotation. Whether in the morning or in the evening, it's going to be set at a particular facility. Okay? Save the questions, only save the questions maybe when the specific facilitator discusses the content. We do have a question time at the end because we might go through your question. So just hold on to that, okay? All right, this is information that I did identify when our classes are. The first day of class is August 29th, as indicated. And your clinical on campus, which is your skills day, which is your clinical on campus. So it's a clinical day. You will come prepared as if for clinical with your clinical uniform, have your skills bag. And again, Professor Lowe will get into further detail regarding clinical on campus. Professor Fontanez.
All right. Once the semester starts, you'll be very acquainted with Blackboard if you haven't been already. We will post things in Blackboard to prepare you for the class. It is an expectation that you would look in Blackboard and be able to, if there were any readings that were assigned, to do all of that before you come to class. In the beginning of the semester, it's wonderful. You guys start out real great and fired up and everything's read before class, and then after mid-semester, you start trying to catch up. So it's just my recommendation to try to stay ahead of those readings, but the expectation of the instructor who's teaching is that you looked on Blackboard and that you were prepared before you came to class with the information that's going to be presented. During class, there may be case studies, there may be active questioning, other different strategies that the instructor will use with discussing the material. Let's see. The discussion board, in Blackboard, there's a discussion board area. If you did have questions, there's a discussion board for faculty that you can go ahead, and if you had a question with a specific lecture, you can go ahead and post it in Blackboard with the idea that if you had that question, there might be other students that had the same question. So post the question, because we're always looking in that discussion section to be able to answer those questions because someone else in the class might have a similar question. On whatever content it was, you just label it with the content and the question you had, and then we will respond in Blackboard, but then all the other students are able to see it. Just a little note for here. Remember, when you start class, be on time. Show up on time. It's part of being a professional. And show respect for faculty and peers. So just be respectful when you're here for those who are around you and also to faculty who are presenting. Also, the campus is a smoke-free campus, and there's no smoking in the area in the parking lot. So you'll have to look to which designated areas if you do smoke. And then the next thing I have are PCs. We do use PCs. All of our exams are on computers. So you will need a laptop that you'll need to bring to class that has access to the internet. Chromebooks do not meet the technology requirements. So you want to make sure that if you have a Chromebook, you might need another computer to be able to come to class and use. The computer needs to have access, like I said, to the internet. If you need 365 Microsoft Office, we do offer that for free through the school, so you can get access to PowerPoint and Blackboard and all of those things, as well as Teams. Sometimes we may set up a meeting that, online. You want to set up a meeting with your faculty and you want to meet with them, we may do that through Teams, so you're going to need a computer to be able to do that. As well, as I mentioned, all our exams are on the computer, so you'll be utilizing that during class. When you're taking exams, you'll be using a computer. All right? All right, that's all I had.
So hello again, everyone. So like I said, one of the clinical coordinators, and I also work with placements. So we will be talking a lot throughout this program. So I do have some information that is required for you. So Castle Branch. So it is required that you purchase Castle Branch is $125.70. For all of the new students, you have to purchase the drug test, background check, and all the bundle. For the returning students, you do have to purchase the background check and the drug test. So that's done every year, no matter what, for as you start the program. So for the health requirements, so for the returning students, you are okay with whatever you have posted already over there. Therefore, there are some requirements that is done every year. So make sure you log into your account and verify what you need to update before classes start in August. There are some due dates. So you need to purchase Castle Branch by June 30th and start to upload your health requirements. That is a contact information and placement fall request that I take into consideration. Again, our clinicals is days or evenings. I would like, if the evening is something that works best for you, I would like you to volunteer and complete that form right away. Because if we don't have 125 seats for days only, so some people will be put in the evening if you don't request evenings. And that is no changes, unfortunately. So whatever you replaced, that's it, because it goes a lot of work into get those placement working for you. So if that is anything, you have to let me know ahead of time. So when you received, did everybody receive that welcome packet with some of the forms? I do know that some people already emailed me saying that they haven't received. So with that pack, that is a link called contact information and placement fall 23. So make sure you answer that survey correctly. First name, last name, city, the exactly way is asking over there. The last two questions at the bottom of that survey is your choice. If you would like to have daytime or evening time for clinicals in the fall. So make sure you look for that survey. It's very important. For CPR, I'm not sure if all of you has CPRs. If you already work on a healthcare, you probably have CPR. We required you to have American Red Cross or American Heart Association. There are other companies who also provide CPR training, and we are not there. Those are not allowed. So make sure if you are new to it, you get Red Cross or American Heart Association for your CPRs. So all of the requirements should be completed by June 30th. I'm going to put some forms outside. I was going to handle it, but I think it's going to be a little chaotic. So make sure once orientation is completed, that is some frequently asked questions that will answer, I think, a lot of your questions. That is also form for health requirement responsibilities that will be out there, that is explained step by step, that will also answer your questions. I'm available by email only, so if that is anything related to clinical questions, health requirements, please do not email Dr. Rivera-Smith or any other person. I am the person who is responsible for that, so you can email me. I will be answering with 24 hours until June 9, so anything you want to know, make sure you email me before then. If that is not answered on these two papers that I will leave outside for you. So for COVID-19, we do require vaccination and one booster shot. So our clinical sites, that is only one site that can accept exemptions. So I will also leave outside medical exemptions and religious exemptions. I know someone asked me about religious, and I told it was the same form. It is a different form. I will leave it outside as well. So please make sure you fill it up those forms and send it to Dr. Gabriel. So you need those exemptions approved before placement. And again, we have one site, might be a little far away from you, and that's it. If you really are not willing to get the mandatory requirements for COVID-19, you only have one option, meaning for the whole 2 years program, you're going to be going to the same site. Okay? Let me see if I'm forgetting any other thing. All right, so again, that is the frequent questions paper. That is a lot of questions here, a lot of information that might answer your questions. And again, if that is anything that is not here that you need to know, just email. My email is also on the form, and you can email when you have a time. Okay? So welcome again.
Professor Logue will be speaking about the lab next, but I do want to reinforce, I cannot stress enough to you what Professor Logue said as far as your Castle Branch responsibilities and requirements. It is your responsibility to make sure that your Castle Branch is up to date, especially as you prepare and get ready to go to clinical. You are not and should not be allowed, you can't miss any clinical days. So if you're not up to date with your Castle Branch requirements, you can't go to clinical. That's our partnership with our business partners, our clinical sites there, that we are bringing safe practitioners to their facility. If your Castle Branch is not up to date, you are not demonstrating that you are safe as far as your vaccination and physical status. If you miss clinical because your Castle Branch is not up to date, no es bueno. That is not good, okay? Again, I can't stress enough to you that there should be no clinical absences. Any clinical absences puts you at risk for not meeting clinical objectives. And I am very passionate about this because it is your responsibility to go in, whether it's on a weekly basis, to make sure that you have all green marks indicating that your Castle Branch is up to date. And if you have any questions because it's showing you that it's not, but you uploaded a file, you need to discuss that with Professor Bueno. Thank you.
Hello, so I'm Professor Logue. I have the fun job of explaining the lab to you, which is obviously my favorite part, because clinical skills is, I think, the most fun part of nursing. So this slide is just kind of telling you kind of what is prepared for that on-campus clinical that Dr. Vera-Smith mentioned. So when you first come in, those first couple weeks, we're going to be doing on-campus clinical, which will be those lab skills days. So that's where we get to teach you different nursing skills and then have you guys practice. So for that, the expectation is that you guys will come in your uniforms. You will have all of those. You need your teal top, the black scrub pants with the pockets, your name tags, and your sneakers, and all of the things that you need for clinical. It's the same as clinical, it's just on campus where we're teaching you those skills. Your skill pack. So every student will have to purchase what we call a skill pack, and you get it from the bookstore. So the price this year is about $190, and you can pick it up with your book bundle when you pick that up as well. It will have everything that you kind of need for these on-campus labs for your whole program actually, for the next 4 semesters. So you will need to purchase that. The only thing that is not in the skills pack is a stethoscope, so that you have to purchase on your own. And there's also not a blood pressure cuff in there. You don't need one for the program, but it's highly recommended because you guys will see taking vital signs is one of the most important things for a nurse, so we recommend that you have one just so you can practice. So just kind of something to keep in mind. We also have open lab hours, so I am in the lab every day along with other faculty. So if you want to come in and you want to practice those skills, we'll be there to support you in that. And I post all of those lab hours weekly on Blackboard. So you'll kind of just keep an eye out for that. I also do skills reviews. I can help with math practice, kind of the gambit of all of your clinical skills. Anything that you guys need, I'm here to support you in that. And then simulation. Thank you.
When the course opens up with where you need to be on those days. So you'll see in the calendar when it's a clinical lab day, or it will be a clinical day where you need to go on campus. So you don't have to worry about that quite yet.
Yes, it'll all be laid out for you. And then simulation. So we also do simulation here, which is kind of that, where you kind of get to practice on not a real patient, but kind of a real patient. So it is a really fun experience for you guys. It's a safe learning environment. You know, I say it's a great place to practice all of your skills and kind of get a little bit more confident. That way, when you go into clinical, you feel like, okay, I'm ready for this. You know, so we have a simulation suite that you guys will be coming to and getting to practice all those skills that you're going to be learning in the clinical setting as well as in the lab setting. So welcome again. I look forward to seeing all you guys.
Thank you, Professor Lowe. Professor Shahab.
All right, so a little bit about your clinical days. As we mentioned, it's a Thursday, Friday morning and evenings, and you must have a reliable transportation for your reaching to your clinical site. And attendance at the clinic on a clinical days is must, right? You have to try to be at your clinical site on your assigned clinical day, okay? And that's where really your theory, you put it into practice. Whatever we teach in the course content, the psychomotor skill lab, or the skills that you're learning, that's where you're really gonna put it together, put it into practice, okay? And some of the clinical sites may have a parking fees, so you have to comply with that as well. And as mentioned earlier, Dr. Rivera mentioned about the childcare arrangements. You have to have a backup plan with that, okay? So be very mindful about all these arrangements. First day of clinical, we will determine that, and depending on your lab days, because in the beginning you have to gain some of the nursing skills before you go into the clinical, right? Like the basic skills. So we will have some days, Thursday, Friday, in the psychomotor skill lab, and once we are done with the first few weeks, then you will start your clinical. And first day is going to be a orientation to the site, and then we'll start the regular clinical days where you will be assigned a patient and you will take care of them on both of the days. You have to comply with the Castle branch, all the health requirements, as mentioned earlier. So if any of the requirement is not met health related, you will not be allowed to attend the clinical, okay? And you definitely don't want that to happen. That's a big part of your accountability and responsibility. If because of just a health related requirement, immunization, or just submitting a piece of paper on Castle branch, if you're not able to attend a clinical day, so that's a big part of your accountability. So be very mindful about that as well. And the uniform, I think it was mentioned earlier, so the full uniform is required with the ID badge. You have NVCC ID badge, but you will also get ID badge for your specific clinical site, for the hospital or the rehab center where you are, with your picture on it, so you have to wear that as well, okay? So this was all about clinical days.
Professor Bueno spoke about that contact sheet, that the link that was sent with your welcome packet that she needs sent to her as soon as possible, as far as if you have any previous clinical experience, the facility that it is, and then also your indication for whether morning or evening clinical is best for you. Doesn't guarantee that you're going to get your first preference, but we do try to accommodate whenever as much as possible.
Professor Bish?
So as I mentioned in my introduction, I work closely getting peer tutors who are available to you. I strongly suggest and reinforce what Dr. Gabriel said. Please don't wait to exam 3 or 4. Mathematically, as the dosage calculation queen, I'll tell you, most of the time it's not feasible to bring a grade up. And especially 3 grades up if you're struggling. Faculty have office hours, and we have an ACE center, which is a free tutoring center. And We will have a representative coming later in the presentation to talk to you about the ACE Center. I also want to let you know that I will be volunteering some time in the ACE Center as well as faculty being present during our student or faculty hours. So make sure you take advantage of all of these resources. When you came in, there was a list of dosage calculation competencies. So if you didn't get it, make sure you go to the front of the desk and you can say, I already have homework, right? You do. Because when you come in, you will see on your calendar a dosage calculation competency. A big part of nursing is being able to calculate medication, and we want students to be accurate 100% of the time. You don't want to be that patient that gets that nurse that is achieving 90 or is accurately 80% of the time, right? Your family member wouldn't want somebody who is guessing or isn't accurate. So we want to make sure that students are able to pass basic competency in dosage calculation each semester. Each semester, you guys have a total of 3 attempts to pass a 10-question dosage calculation. As you can guess, with the rest of the curriculum, it's going to go from simple to complex. So the test that you get in Nursing 120 is going to be a little easier than the Nursing 125, right? So each semester, you're going to have to repeat the competency, and you'll have the same expectation. You guys are also going to have dosage calculation on your exams each semester. And each semester question, we have 50 questions sometimes, and a portion of them are going to be dosage calculation. It's, heartbreaking to see students go from a passing grade to a lower grade because they are getting the math correct, okay? So you want to make sure you do your homework according to this plan. It will be handed out to you in your PowerPoint, but also make sure you pick up a copy of this. Your dosage calculation book is going to be a part of that bundle. So as soon as you get it, you can begin to work on this, all right? The first dosage calculation test isn't going to be something that's going to be very, very strenuous, but if you're not good in math, and you don't know how to do conversions, you need to know how to do that. And some basic conversions are listed here for you as well, okay? So in your handbook that you're getting, it will show you the exact competency guidelines. Students are expected to get a grade of a 90 or higher. Any student who gets 100 on the first attempt will get 2 points added to their first exam. So we're giving you a little bit of incentive to make sure you come to the first few weeks of clinical on campus prepared. And you want to make sure you read the handbook to make sure you know what the rules are. So again, you will be given a referral if you are not achieving a 90 or above. It is expected that you remediate with somebody, myself, or go to the lab. You don't want to just take the second test without remediating because you're not going to probably do any better if you're just guessing, right? You will have a third attempt, and we expect that you would remediate from the second to third attempt as well. And as you will see in the handbook, if you do not pass on the third exam, you will be asked to withdraw from the program with a clinical unsatisfactory. We can't have students who can't pass basic math calculations in the clinical safety area due to safety for our patients, okay? So again, make sure you do the practice in your book that are here. And again, making sure that you reach out and utilize our resources. I usually hold dosage calculation practice review sessions in addition to helping remediate, but I also hold sessions and available for office hours for students who need help. As is Professor Lowe, she can do math. Any of us can do math, but we are available to you. The one thing that I will say is that when you need extra help and you go to the ACE Center, when you have to do dimensional analysis or these ratios or proportions, the math tutor isn't going to be able to help you with nursing. So you're going to want to see a nursing tutor or a science tutor who can help you with dimensional analysis. I'm not the greatest in dimensional analysis, I'll let you know, but Professor Logue can do it that way. So I do the ratios and proportions through that. Okay? So again, make sure you get your homework. And everybody knows the uniforms are through Waterbury Uniform. Carlton is down there, right? It should be in your packet, and he knows what you need.
All right, so a lot of information, right? Yeah. Don't get stressed out because we do some fun activities here as well, okay? And little extracurricular activities which are as important as your coursework, right? That's by means of the student club. So what student club is, it consists of students from first year and second year, so level 1 and level 2. And so we encourage you to participate in the student club. And we do have monthly or bi-weekly meetings. But if you cannot attend the meetings, that's okay, because there are a lot of other ways by which you can get involved in these activities. So the fun activities that we did last semester or last year is the bake sale we arranged, and there was a blood drive, and the little class celebration for level 1 and level 2. There was a conference in Nashville, and students with a faculty member, they went there for the conference. So along with all the fun activities, the other benefits of becoming a member or get involved in the student club is the skills that you will gain, right? The leadership skills that you will gain. We call it a soft skills. These are communication, interpersonal relationship, people skill, and which are really hard to teach by means of a lecture or during the coursework. So you gain those skills by means of getting involved in the student club, right? And along with your personal growth, the employers also look for those skills. Because hard skills are easy to teach for us, right? The medication administration, dressing changes, or the content, right? These are the skills that you will learn by networking with your friends, right? With students from the other disciplines, with networking with your faculty members, right? And so this is a great means by which you can do it. And it's a student government, so we do have leadership positions there. We have a president of the student club, and we have vice president, secretary, treasurer. So it's a great way to gain those leadership skills, which are so useful further on in your nursing career as well. So we highly recommend that you participate and you join, right? We don't want to, it's a student engagement as well. And a lot of research has shown that if you are better engaged, and you better participate in these activities in your coursework as well, you do better, right? It's all about student engagement. So rather than coming in the parking lot, getting out of the car, attending lecture and going back, we want you, if you can, we want you to talk to your friends, talk to the faculty members, participate in those activities. So, and I am Professor Chahal. I'm one of the student club advisors, along with Professor Logue and Professor Bueno. So we are student advisors. So in all the meetings, we will be there with you guys, and we'll help you with arranging those activities. And again, it's a lot of fun activities, fundraising, networking, and along with that, we have NSNA as well. That's a National Student Nurses Association, right? One is our college club or association, then at the national level there is one. We'll talk more about it, but that has also many, many benefits if you join that membership. And we have a student, our amazing student, who is going to talk all about that, engagement, who just graduated, and about the NSNA and about student club as well, okay? All right, and
Just want to touch base, make sure everybody knows what the uniform is and that they can get it available through the uniform, Connecticut uniform, which is in Waterbury. All right, when we talk about clinical on campus or clinical, you need to be wearing green. I thought I saw somebody who has it. Would you mind? Is that a green top? No, go talk about. No, it's just a regular. Okay, I thought somebody had it on already and purchased it. It is a green tealish color top. You will have to have black pants. And remember, this is not Grey's Anatomy. We are not here to pick up doctors, right? We are here to look like professionals. So we don't want tight pants. We don't want any undergarments showing or anything, or tattoos. We recommend that they be covered if they're inappropriate. Jewelry has to be to a minimum. We say one stud in your ears. Piercings in the face and in the tongue are a no-no. Nails have to be short and kept tight to the in short, I should say, just due to the risk of infection for our patients. They serve as, and you'll learn during our hand washing why they have to be kept cut and short. Please don't get a nice manicure before you come in, or gels or tips, because we're going to ask you to take them off, and we don't want anybody to waste the money. Hair colors should be appropriate, right, and of a natural color as well. And remember, you are going to be wearing teal, so other different colors might not go as well. You will need a watch with a second hand on it as well. Black hard-covered shoes. Please, no Crocs or anything with open holes on it. As you will know, after your first few weeks of clinical, you're going to have bodily fluids everywhere sometimes, and you don't want them to go through your shoe. We also are going to be working with needles, and you don't want any sharp objects to go through your shoe. They have to be black, all black, and no white soles, no Nike, Adidas, Skechers logo icon. The uniform store will be able to provide you with an appropriate shoe. If they're expensive there, you can get them elsewhere, but just make sure that they are all black, okay? You will have a badge or patch that will be put on your shirt. The one thing I will say is they usually recommend you get 2 sets of uniforms because we have clinical both days. As you will realize after your first day of clinical, you're going to want to wash that before you come back, or take it off before you get home with your loved ones. We're going to be dealing with a lot of different communicable diseases. And a white lab coat to keep you warm. It's going to be warm in some places, but it will be something that would be what the expectation is that you be wearing. We do know that in nursing school, you tend to gain weight or lose weight, right? We do, yeah. I've been saying the same thing, but it hasn't happened, and I've been in nursing school for the last 20 years, and that's what I blame it on, right? That or my son, 6 years later. Anyway, we do have extra scrub tops or pants throughout the semester if students do tend to go from one size to the next. So before you go out and buy another one, please see us. We can offer you uniforms that have been turned in because we have senior students who no longer need them. They might not want to keep them as a keepsake or whatever, so they have graciously turned them in for us. So we do have extra, okay? Yeah.
All right, moving along in what's been prepared for you this morning so far. Let's see. All right. I'm sure you have been contacted if this applies to you already. If you are bridging over, if you are doing the LPN Bridge program, Professor Kelly will be down a little later after this orientation, and she will meet with you to discuss whatever it is she needs to discuss with you regarding the program. All right? For the LPNs that are out there, Professor Kelly will be your advisor. Okay, so here, actually, I think this would be a good opportunity to have Jenna from our library resources, give to you some information that she's prepared.
Okay, good morning, everyone. Thank you for having me today. I'm here from the NVCC library to talk to you about some of the resources that are available while you're completing your studies here. The library is located in the L building, so if you go to the other side of campus, if you're walking along the 5th floor walkway that connects all the buildings, you'll see the library. It's 2 floors. There's plenty of space in there. There's computer workstations, group study rooms, which I have a photo of that I'll be sharing, quiet study, books, magazines, and lots of other resources that are available for students to check out. So today I'm just highlighting some of the most helpful resources that you'll probably be utilizing during your time in the program. So the first is research assistance. So when you get assigned a research paper or you're asked to find a peer-reviewed journal article from a nursing journal, any of those things, when you hear that, the first stop should be the library to locate those types of resources. So if you need assistance, we have many ways that you can get in touch with us. We offer assistance in person, by phone, by email, by text, and also with our chat service. So the chat you'll see is a pop-up box on our homepage, and you just type in your name and question, and we'll communicate with you. And our library is also open 7 days a week. So if you happen to be doing assignments on the weekends or in the evenings, we're available for assistance during those hours as well. I'll just note, I'm not showing you the library homepage today because we will be getting a brand new homepage July 1st when we become Connecticut State. So anything I showed you today would be different once you return and start taking your classes. So in that case, you can look forward to the new website, but all of the services and resources that we provide will be the same. An additional service we have is the one-on-one research appointment with a librarian. You can do this. There's a calendar tool. You can pick a 30-minute appointment to schedule a virtual consultation with a librarian, just you and the librarian, and we can talk through your assignments, the best ways to find resources. That includes things like citing your sources, which I know can be tricky in those assignments, and that's something that we're definitely there to help you out with. And as I mentioned before, during the semester, we are open 7 days a week. And if you're not there in person to get help, our chat service is also available on the weekends and in the evenings. In terms of the items that we have available to borrow, we have reserved copies of all of our textbooks, and these go out for 4 hours for on-campus loans. We also have laptops and Chromebooks that we can loan out, including Wi-Fi hotspots. We also have graphing calculators. So with all of these devices, if you're looking to borrow one for the length of the whole semester, there's a request form that comes out in August, and you fill out the request form, and then we contact you. And then a week or two before classes start, you're able to come in and get your device, and that loan will go for the whole semester. And you're also welcome to renew it for the next semester. So if you think you'll be in need of a device, the library does have a limited number available, so just be on the lookout for that request form. We also have, in addition to our textbook collection, a circulating book collection. Those you can check out for 3 weeks at a time. So if you need additional sources for research papers that you're writing, we also have leisure reading collection. I know you are not going to have too much time for leisure reading or downtime, but you know, if you did want to browse titles or anything that we have available, those are all in the library too. And then finally, if there's something you need that is not in our library, we have interlibrary loan agreements with many other institutions across the state and across the region and the country. So this is particularly helpful if there's a journal article you need that you can't get to through the library. A lot of times you'll be able to find it online, but it'll tell you that it costs money to get a copy of that. So if you ever run into that, I want you to remember to contact the library and we will work on getting you a copy of that article for free through one of the institutions that we share resources with. And we loan items to them, they loan items to us, and they usually, if it's an article, if it's not something they have to physically send, they usually arrive within a day or two. Excuse me. So just keep that in mind if it's something that you can't access through our library. All right, and as I mentioned before, we have many different spaces. We have quiet study areas. We also have more zones that are more catered toward group studying. So if you wanted to get together with a group, they have whiteboards. They have the monitor that you can hook your laptop up to and display videos or study guides on the screen. Our group study rooms accommodate up to 8 people. And then we have the collaboration station, which is the photo on the right. And that has different ports, so you can actually hook up multiple laptops and switch between screens. So that's great for group work as well. And I know you have lots of really nice group study rooms in this building as well, but if you ever want a change of scenery or want to come over to the library, you're welcome to use our group study rooms. Okay, and then just to go a little bit more in depth about the access to these nursing journals, I just want to make sure everyone's aware of this because it'll come up later when you're doing an assignment. So if you just remember the library is the place to go to access these types of resources, you'll be well on your way to completing these assignments. So we have specialized databases that contain the types of journal articles you'll be expected to use. So that means rather than going to Google and finding things like websites online, you'll have access to these specialized nursing journals. And you can access them from the library homepage. As I said before, I'm not going to spend time going through how to get to that since it will be changing, but we will be sure to make to put out videos and brochures and flyers about how to access these things once we do get our new website, so it's very clear how you can access it. But we have access to the database CINAHL, which you may have heard of before. That's a huge index of nursing and allied health literature, and you can search for articles that were specifically written by nurses. You can search for articles limited to a certain age group or a certain geography, so if you want articles only published in the US. You can also limit to articles published only within the last 5 years to make sure you're getting the most up to date. So this is going to be an invaluable tool for doing your research and locating articles. And again, you will come back to this, but just wanted to kind of plant the seed today so that when you do hear it later on during the semester, you'll remember that you can go to the library or the library's website to access that. Okay, so that's all that I had prepared today. Does anybody have questions for me about the library? Yep. Yep, so the library request or the laptop request form can be done online and it'll be on our homepage, usually around August. Anything else? Okay, thank you so much.
So we have, in addition to your advisor, your nursing full-time faculty, you guys are going to be assigned GPA advisors, and they are here as well. just to hear all this nice information. They wanted to let you know that they are available to help with general questions and academic advising as well. So you will see that you have a GPA advisor and full-time nursing faculty. So they have information about course progression and different information that they could share for you. And then your nursing advisors, which you will be assigned to, have some nursing advisement information courses and the specifics about the nursing course as well as helping out with course progression.
Next, I'd like to introduce to you Thomas. Thomas is a graduating nursing student who sat in your seats 2 years ago. So he will be sharing his pearls of wisdom with what helped him get through this program and received his nursing pin yesterday.
Thank you. Good morning. Okay, I can see you guys having your tables like, this is the goal. Yes, this is the goal. Remember this. And another, do you guys remember the feeling of receiving an email or a phone call telling you you have been approved and accepted in the program? Remember this feeling until the end, because you'll be hard, you'll be difficult. I know they say amazing things, but they're going to say like, or true, or really true. I'm not going exactly like what is here on the point, but like some of the main ideas is prepare yourself, get a step ready, because a nurse is the person who is always 1-2 steps forward. We don't work like in this moment. We work thinking the forward. So do the same for your studying. Do the same when you're doing your planning, when you're thinking on the exams. Those faculties here, they are amazing. I learned a lot from them, but they don't teach everything. They guide us. You are the ones who are going to learn. Because when you learn, when you put your effort, it is going to stay with you like for longer. It will be here somewhere on your mind. I truly remember like on my last week, one of my last weeks, this last semester, to face situations that I learned on my second semester, and I had the answer. I was able to answer, and I was not studying this, but this was here because on that time I was studying. Because even when we get when you get our pins, we still need to do the NCLEX. So this is the goal, but this is not the end. This is kind of like when you get this, it will be your new beginning. Your new beginning for like to keep going and really get your license and become a nurse. Let me see. Find people to study. Find peers. You'll be assigned for your group, for the clinicals. You may be attached for these people, or you may be like find somebody else in the class who has more your style. Find people to study together. This is really helpful. You don't need to study with this person every single time, but get together at least to go over like questions, come to talk with the professor, because it's helped a lot. My grades definitely changed once my first semester I was by myself. After this, I start to get more with friends. Like now I have 5 friends. We study together every single time, including for the NCLEX, and all of us did well. Don't get afraid to fail. Everybody fails in this program at least once. They don't say this, and maybe they don't like what I'm saying right now. Most of you already know our grade to pass like is 74. I was calculating my grades every single time to get the 74. I pass. I not every time like you get exactly the 74, but it's hard when you figure when you figure you got a C plus, a B minus. Man, it is mean a lot. It is definitely mean a lot of knowledge. And I clearly remember my second semester, my first exam, I have a 54, and I'm here. So it's possible. Just don't give up and keep going. One other thing I want to let me see. Yes. Oh, yep, sorry. Sorry. Yeah, I think it's here. Okay. One more, think one more little thing about it. Be engaged. Nurses are leaders. You gonna be a leader. You can be a shy person. You can maybe don't like to talk too much, but you gonna figure by the end of the program like you are be training and prepared to be a leader because you are the one who going to advocate for your patient, who going to talk with the doctors, with everybody. You lead the patient. You lead the case. So be prepared for this. And in some of the situations, some of the activities that to help us to become like more open and better leaders is be part of the for the nursing club and be part of the NSNA, as Professor Shahal says before. Being part of the nursing club, you're going to start to do things for your peers and for outside. We already did like blood drives, Girl Scouts, and blood pressure clinics. Like we did a lot of things, and you get more involved with people. You start to getting more comfortable, and you start to realize, like, yes, I know I don't have a professor on my side. Like, look at me if I'm doing right or wrong. Like you know, like, and you get better to speak with people in general. And being part of the student group and being part of the NSNA, being part of the NSNA, you're going to, because a lot of things in the nurse career is like know and be part of the organizations. And the NSNA is the national student organization. So sign up for this. Get ready. Like they're going to send a lot of nice materials. They're going to send you workshops, things that you, like show more knowledge, show what's happened naturally, and even like worldwide. And you may have the chance to be part of uh, the annual convention. I had the pleasure to be part of the annual convention this year. Every single nursing school, once you have like a certain amount of students, at least 10 students signing up, they have the right to send somebody to represent the school in their senate, to represent like to be their voice to whatever they are going to do for the following years. I was there. I was a representative from NVCC, but guess what? I was the only representative, the only one from the Connecticut state. And I'm sure, like most of you know, how many nursing schools we have in this state. How many other like big nursing schools, and they are not there because, and I have the pleasure to see people from the entire country and see how they think, how they act, how they are prepared. And we are a 2 years program. Most of them over there are like bachelor's 4 years program. We have been doing things here they don't do in the other ones. Over there, they have been discussing about like mental health. When you get in your senior year, you're going to do mental health because it's already something mandatory here. Other people from Texas, California, Florida, all we are thinking to do, they are not thinking, they are doing. So many situations there, I have the chance to stand my voice, to talk things, and I realize we know more. We are really good prepared. When they say this is one of the best schools in the area and the best schools in the country, it is true. It is true. So get proud of yourself to be here. Remember how hard it was to get in here, and focus on it. You're gonna cry, you're gonna suffer, you're gonna piss off, you're gonna say bad things. Take a deep breath, take a tea, go outside and back to study, and it will be worthwhile. You are one of the best schools, and you have like one of the best faculty ever. These people are going to lead you and help you. Okay? Good luck.
Thank you for keeping it real, Tom. All right, next we'd like to have Vincent McCann come and speak to you regarding disability services, disability program that you have available to you to help you set up with any services that you may need. I just want to get you to the right presentation here. You don't have to witness all that. Da, da, da. Okay. You're on.
Hi, everyone. My name is Vince McCann. I'm the Director for Disability Services here. And I'd like to start off by welcoming you all, say that he's right. You have a great faculty staff here. You really do. They keep you on track and they keep you moving forward, and they're also here to help you. And helping you is working with me about accommodations. If you had a 504 plan or an IEP, or you have some clinical diagnosis that you could document and need some type of assistance, whether it's extended time on tests and exams or being proctored in a quiet room, I recommend that you set them up prior to needing them. I get a lot of students halfway through their semester come to me and say, listen, I had accommodations at one point and I want to set them up. Don't wait. Set them up as a safety net. And we move forward from there. Mirabel, do you know if the slide I gave them, the PowerPoint I gave is?
That's it. That's all. That's that one. And the next was. So that was your.
Okay, gotcha. Thank you. Okay, so when you go onto the NVC webpage under Student Services, you're going to look for Disability Services here, and you're going to see where it has new students. You would click on that, and that's where you would create an account to request your accommodations. In there, you're going to need to upload some documentation. Whether it's anxiety, dyslexia, whichever your diagnosis is, I need something. It cannot just be an IEP or 504 plan. I need some firm documentation from a health provider or a therapist. And then we can work with you and get everything set up immediately. After you get on here, again, this is the first page. You would put down your name and your student ID number, and it all moves forward from there. So here's a little slide on appropriate documentation that you're going to need. And again, if you see right on the bottom, it says, please note an IEP or 504 from high school is not enough. And within 3 years, hopefully you could have some documentation within the last 3 years to make it easier to work with and having to go back and get more documentation to make sure anything is not updated. If you don't have any documentation, we've created a form here that you can bring to your physician or your therapist. And again, if you notice right on here, it will have their certifying information where they're gonna have to put their license number, the clinic or their practice that they work for. And then everything after that will be what your diagnosis is, how it affects your learning, and then hopefully they're gonna have a conversation with you about what helps you be successful. We do not give a buffet table for you to choose from. A lot of students will say, well, what do you have to offer me? We don't do it that way. I work with you one-on-one and say, okay, you have anxiety. What has worked in the past? A lot of students for anxiety or ADHD or ADA will say, well, extended time on tests, or I get distracted very easily when I'm taking the exam and folks are getting up and finishing. It distracts me, so I can use it. I would like to have my exams done in a separate area proctored. We can set those up with the right documentation that way to help you be successful. I will bend over backwards within the rules to put everyone on an even playing field with everyone else. My accommodations that we give are not to put you ahead of everyone else, but put you on the same playing field. So keep that in mind. And again, all your instructors are great. They reach out to me, they say, we have these exams coming up. This is how many minutes the standard students get. We figure out how many minutes you get, and we can work with you with that. If you're taking courses that are not nursing, maybe you still need a biology or a psychology or something, you're going to have to work with your instructors. And we have a form like this that says the instructor fills out what course it is, your name, and then on the bottom it will say what you're allowed to do. So if you're taking a stats course or something, can you use a calculator or a formula sheets? But this is the student's responsibility to work with their instructor and then get it to me. And we usually ask for at least 48 hours. Our office is during the semester, it's a 1.5 person staff. Myself, plus I have an EA who's only 17 hours a week for the whole college. So it's hard to get the exams fit in at the same time. So we try to work with everyone. When we can't, your nursing staff is great. They will proctor some of the exams for you. So again, we work really cohesive as a team, but the first step is for you bringing your documentation, getting everything set up, and again, use it as a safety net. too often do I have students come to me who are struggling, saying, oh my God, I got an exam Friday on a Wednesday, I need accommodations. I can't get them done that fast. So before school even starts, set up your accommodations. No one will know you that you have anything going on. It's all confidential until you need it. Let's see here. So really, it's really that easy though. Fill out the form. I send emails to the instructors when you want to use those, and we move forward. I don't know if anyone has questions. I have some of my business cards here I'll leave for you to take if you do have questions in the future. And welcome to the college.
All right, next we have a representative from the ACE Center who's going to provide to you the ins and outs regarding this magnificent service that's available to you.
What a great day today is, huh? Woo! You're here. Naugatuck Valley Community College. Fantastic faculty, fantastic program. You didn't just stumble into this, did you? You worked for it. But let me just start and say, again, congratulations. My name is Rob Sheftel. I'm the director of the Tutoring Center. I love it. We're nationally recognized. We've helped many people succeed and do real well. Our role is to support you 100%. Our role is to help you with providing some tutoring support and academic skill coaching. You got here, like I said, not by stumbling on it, you made it happen. But there are skills that we all need, right? Reading, is there going to be a lot of reading? Yeah. Heavy reading. I'm not trying to say things to scare you all, but we know for a fact that we have a lot of reading. How are you going to do that effectively, efficiently, and really maximize your reading and your comprehension? You're at the next level, so let us help you in academic skills and break down the textbook a little bit for you and how to maximize that. We also do academic skills in note-taking. The Cornell note method, the outline method, there's a few other methods. We can meet with you one-on-one and see where you're at and prescribe something to you, like nurses, doctors, you're all going to be prescribing things, right? We'll prescribe something as well with note-taking, reading for college. And then the big one, time management, right? I bet you all have plenty of time just to 100% educate, right? No, that's not the reality. It's a community college. You're at the high level, and we all know you're probably working a lot of hours, and you probably have family. You're probably busy. You're not living on campus. So we can help you with time management and breaking things down for you. We are helping the PTA program. We've worked with them for the last 2 semesters where we meet with them and break it down for them, and many students have said they're very successful. Others have skills that are like, I got the skills, I don't need you. Okay, that's fine. But know that we exist for you. We're genuine, we know what we're doing, we're very skilled. But the thing is, we're compassionate, competent. Those are the 2 things you're going to see out of us. Know what we're doing, and we care for you. We want to see you succeed. Even though this is the first time you're meeting this bald guy, yelling at him and waving his hands, I am committed, and my colleagues know I'm committed, and the people I hire are committed to support and see you succeed. We have a lot of success. I won't go into the details, but there's many students who come through our program that have obviously felt more empowered. I think that when it comes down to the bottom line, I want you to feel like you got this, right? But even more so, you get the jobs that you want, get the opportunities you want. If we can be your cheerleaders and your support mechanism, let us be that for you all. I think I'm just going to hit some slides here. Not a lot of slides here. Where's the remote? Is it remote? We have a mouse. Oh, look at this. How fancy. Thank you. We are open during the fall 7 days a week. During the summer, this will be just 5 days during the week. But in the fall is really where you're going to be coming in mostly, right? Mostly during the fall. Saturdays and Sundays. And we're also online. We try to make it as convenient as possible. So sometimes you physically just can't make it in. So if you could call us, come in, we could use Microsoft Teams. If you don't know how to use it, don't worry. Don't worry about it. If you don't know anything I'm saying, just remember us and I will show it to you. So we have a variety of stuff. The big bread and butter. What do you think the number one reason why anyone would show up to the ACE? yes, exactly. Math. The next one is really writing, science, then computers. We do ESL as well. But really, math is it. And I always tell people, don't let the past dictate who you are or make you feel like you're less than. Because the way we were in junior high, high school, are we a little different now that we're adults? Things have changed. You change. It's okay. Because when I get students come in and like, I suck at math or I'm terrible at science, let's get that out of the head. Okay? Let's just start over. Got new methodologies. It's a new world. Okay? Please give yourself a good break. You all can do it. I've seen students time and time again succeed. We know you can. Okay? Again, it's free tutoring. We have our website that has changed. I will make sure that your faculty get direct links to us so you can get right to us, okay? I don't want to miss a beat. We'll have that code sent to you. So easy peasy. I just want to get right to the point. The slides, great. Bottom line is we're here for you for tutoring, academic skill coaching, and sometimes just an ear. Because I know you're going to be busy with your colleagues, you're going to be busy with your faculty, work, and everything else. Sometimes you just said you might want to vent a little bit. We can be there for you there. But we'll keep you on track. We'll keep supporting you. Take a deep breath, Rob. I think good, right? So I'm really excited for you, and thank God for nurses. I'm a guy that has needed nurses in the past for different ailments and problems. I'm just so thankful for nurses. I'm thankful for all of you. Good luck. Do good care for others. I'm so proud of all of you. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Rob. All right. Before we open it up to questions, I do want to just give you a little bit of information, actually let you know if you do have any questions over the summer. Stop with the tips. Get out. Yes, I know. Thomas told us all those strips. Stay positive, he said. All right. If you do have any questions over the summer, your contact person is the administrative staff for the Allied Health programs. Please jot down that email address and phone number, Nancy Torres. She'd be the one that you direct any questions to. We, as course leader, I do intermittently check my email during the summer, so she will get in touch with me for any feedback that needs to be provided. Okay? And also, please check your emails, especially over the summer, right? Make sure that you are checking your emails. When we start back for the fall semester, we'll get further into checking your course messages, right? Because that's how we will communicate once the semester starts. But until then, because you do not have access to the course in Blackboard, it would be emails that you would receive any information, okay? So now I'd like to open it up to any questions anyone may have, and I know someone back there had a question earlier. Registration has opened quite a few weeks ago. If you're getting an error, if you may need a certain override, you need to get in touch with, we have a contact person. So you can send me an email. We don't know who your advisors are specifically, but send me an email and I will contact you. Chief Bonnie Boulay is the one that we've been working with regarding registration problems.
They switched from the regular degree works, and as we mentioned, our course was 120 before, and now the course is 1120. So there's a little glitch with registration, so you have to be able to speak with, and that's what the GPA advisors were here, so reach out to your GPA advisor. They would, you might need to, they be looking and saying, oh, you need to have statistics. Well, let us, meet with us after.
Yes, next to my original. And they're not there anymore. And on top of that, I never got the top of that. And what I would tell you to do again, Nancy Torres, send her an email that you did not get the message with the links. Okay? They may be sending out a blast email again to all those that were admitted to the program, but let her know. Send her an email.
There are also the hard copies of the form that she was speaking of. They're up here, right? I moved them here so you guys don't have to go outside. So these are your frequently asked questions, your checklist for the branch, and then anybody who needs the COVID exemption. And then there is another exemption form over here. This is for exemption on medical certification. So you might want to grab that as well. Yes. Guys, so on this sheet, there is Professor Bueno's email address as well. So even if you don't need this for the frequently asked questions, I would jot it, take one of the forms anyway because her email is here. Anything clinical, medical will be Professor Bueno. Is that? She should be out floating around here somewhere. Just note that faculty goes off contract June 1st, okay? And she will be off June 9th, so try to get that information ASAP. Yes. Yeah, so the question is, we will try to do this when we have questions during class. If we ask that you just the side talk down, we will repeat the question so everybody hears what it is, okay? She's asking for any LPNs, Christine Kelly, Professor Kelly. She will be down, and anybody who's here, if you an LPN, if you stay in the class, I will personally find it for you. Yes. So the question is, can we use an Apple Watch with Analyze? He would suggest if you could get the timer to go through, you could kind of use that. But it's easier to strictly just watching it go through. For all testing purposes, your watches have to be off. There's no smart watches or anything that would be even allowed in the class. So if you need a regular time watch too to look up, you're going to have to. But it is, so something cheap, $5, $6, maybe $12. They've probably gone up. But you will be checking pulses, you will be checking heart rates, counting drips, and we need to have the second-handed. It's a lot easier with the old-fashioned watch. Other questions? So where are you? Already got these. Not this year.
going to be probably sometime late July, right? But that will again depend on clinical partners. Correct. We have a question regarding vaccination, Professor Bueno. I don't know if you want to come up and address the question. So the flu vaccine is seasonal. So yes, right now would be way too early. So they have questions regarding flu vaccines.
So flu vaccine, you have to be vaccinated by October 1st.
On the acceptance, we were all emailed where you signed, I want acceptance, I'm not enrolling. There was a link for a health form. So that link did not work. I was emailed the health form by Ms. Banks, I believe. So that is a physical form. Castle Branch, there's also a physical examination form for Dr. Wick.
The one from Castle Branch. So the physical form should be the one from Castle Branch. There's standards with all other health programs anyways, but you guys should be, for the nursing program, make sure you download and print the one in Castle Branch.
All forms.
No, so that was incorrect. Hold on, guys. For, for all health requirements in Castle Branch is by June 30th.
Okay, on that,
Guys,
Might be important to all of you.
yeah,
the date that Castle Branch has, that the school has, and the date, the seasonal vaccine, which is between September and November.
So October 1st.
Okay, so like, what do we do? Because they say,
If they are saying November, you go by October
no,
1st.
they're saying, do I send the last year?
Oh, no, no, no.
So
No, for flu is different. So for flu is different, right? The flu season it starts in October, November. So you have to upload flu by October 1st. Everything else, it's by June 30th. And if you have to do it, for example, hepatitis B, some of you may already have to get the vaccination in the past, so you have to do a titer. If your titer is positive, you're good. If it's negative, you have to start all over again. So meaning, the first shot you have to get by June 30th. And then that is a series. So you'll have to get the second shot by July 1st. So by July 1st, you have to upload the second one. And then 5 months from there. So you will be up to date as long as you follow that. And that information is all here. So once this is completed, check those, most asked questions about all those vaccinations. TB is every year, and obviously, if you had the BCG vaccine, you have to do a TB, you have to do a X-rays, so you cannot do the skin test. So there are different things. So I will be able to answer most of those questions via email as well. So, but make sure you get those informations here before you go.
So I emailed Nancy Torres, and she said I don't have the handbook available to me. I emailed Professor Rivera Smith, and Dr. Carol Gabriel regarding your request.
What request?
for the hand.
The handbook. Yeah.
The student handbook will be available in Blackboard when it opens up. When the course opens up the week before the start of the semester, there's going to be a getting started link. Within that getting started link, you're going to find the course syllabus, your course calendar, the student nurse handbook. And ATI is a big component of the program. That's actually where our exams are administered through. You need to register for your cohort. So when Blackboard opens up that week before, you're going to have more homework to do to set yourself up for the semester.
But I'm talking about the clinical, like the AM or the PM. Like that. Oh, apparently a lot of us didn't get that.
about the student nurse handbook. The student nurse handbook doesn't determine your clinical site, whether you're gonna be AM or PM.
So who do I email for that paper?
So I will be resending the link.
Okay.
And if you guys don't get it by, today's Tuesday, if you guys don't get it by tomorrow, then you all individually check your school email, because that's where you're gonna be getting that email. You can email me, my ibueno at nvcccommon@edu. Okay?
So on Castle Branch, there's like an unidentified form that we submitted for. Do you need to do that?
So you don't need to be the fitted one. You need to do the clearance one. And that goes with your physical. You should bring that form with your physical examination form, so your primary doctor, they can fill out both forms. Good question.
Will we be requiring a student ID at all? I've never actually.
So there are some nursing, some hospitals that we go to that don't have individual badges for the students. You'll have a blanket badge as a student ID that will go there. You need to have a photo identification, so students should all make sure they have an NVCC photo badge, because that's what you're going to be using in those facilities where you don't have your picture taken. Some facilities will take your picture. You will get information about how to get your photo taken for the badges closer to when we get here in August. But it would be very helpful that you get a photo identification badge sooner than later, just because if you go to a site that doesn't have the photo identification, you will need to wear that in addition to your badge to let you into the hospital.
You can get an NVCC badge at Kinney Hall on the 5th floor. Right outside the elevators on your left-hand side, you can get an ID done. So you don't need to do that today, but I would suggest you do that before you start classes whenever you're coming, August. Because you're also going to need them for exams, because we want to photo ID when you are here for exams. Oh, don't worry about that. I don't know. It's an ID. It'll be fine.
Yes.
She's the clinical aid person. Yes.
Yes, I did receive my health form subsequently filled form, and I completed the form, submitted the form. Now I'm hearing that I got to do CASA.
So I don't understand your question.
Well, the health form I received, but when I asked for it, the link didn't work. I submitted already.
There,
Submitted it, and now you tell me I need CASA branch.
yeah, that is two different things. So you need Castle Branch. Those are a website that you have to do a background check, a drug test. You have, so then you're all set. The other form is for your contact information. So let's say for all clinical sites that you may go to, they need some information from you. So that survey that some of you has not got it has your personal information that I need to send for the site that you're gonna have clinical. So that's why, and that said, I had, last time I checked, there were 10 people who actually answered that survey. So I'm not sure why some of you didn't get it, but I would encourage you to check the school email, and again, we'll send it again.
Yeah, I was trying to. So in addition to the health form I already submitted, we have to go to the CASA branch and like check all the boxes.
Yes.
Every single one. We can't fill them out ourselves from the other form.
Yeah.
For Castle Branch, there's also a form about OSHA. So is the clinical have to sign
scholarship opportunities if they're not yet in
So there's a couple of things that I would suggest. One is, there's a website called FastWeb, which is kind of a clearinghouse for scholarships. You take a little test, like, was your dad a longshoreman? But they'll email you scholarships that you might be eligible for. There's some that are very often, like Tylenol has, acetaminophen, has a quarterly, we talk in generic terms. They have quarterly scholarships, so do some other places. The Connecticut Nurses Association, they have a foundation as well. There's scholarships there. But most of our scholarships here have already been dispersed. We're having honors night next week, and those will be distributed then. But if you're looking for scholarships for this year, I would say look like tonight or tomorrow, because they're all ending for the academic year for September, so they can be awarded. But FastWeb is a great website, and then the Connecticut Nurses Association, their foundation, there's a tab up there.
Yes.
I got my yesterday, and but with the ID on the as a student, do I keep my number I had from my prior college, or do I give you a new one and where would I go to get it?
Might be registrar, right?
Yeah, I would check with the registrar. I'm not sure.
The photo identification is over in the kidney building on the 5th floor. So you can go over and they could be able to answer that question about the badge, but.
Got it. And so another question, so would mine come at 9 and all the blackboard and whatnot, will it be automatically updated with the new ID that I get, or will it be on my system?
You may have to go to registrar and ask them that question.
All right.
Okay. One last thing before we leave, there are a group of students standing in the back here that, again, last year they were in your seats. They are now senior students. They are here if you do want to ask them any questions, ask them for their pearls of wisdom, what helped them be successful this year. So they indicated that they are more than happy to help with that. Okay?
Maribel, let's one more question. The yellow shirt over there. So what is that?
They want us to sign that we've received input, but we're
So-
not getting it.
So you sign it when you receive it, and then you upload it afterwards. Is that okay? To be late? Well, you're just gonna have to do it after the due date. That's okay for that one in particular.
All right, do not leave yet.
Wait a minute, we're not done. Just one thing. This nursing student handbook, it needed to be formatted. Normally you would have it today, but it needed to be formatted. So you will get that electronically. You will
It'll
get
be in
it.
the course as well.
It'll be in the course, or, I'd like to get it to you beforehand. Does it go into Castle Branch, Alani?
No.
The student handbook is going to Castle Branch? Okay, so the new student handbook will be in your Castle Branch account. Okay, so make sure you sign that and read it, okay? I know it's not mine. Faculty, the LPN, Chris Kelly is over in the left.
We are not done yet, so if you can please hold on. For those of you that have the raffle tickets.
Hold on one second. There's a raffle for a free stethoscope. If you do not have an orange raffle ticket, see one of the students in the back, and as soon as we've distributed them all the tickets, we're going to call a number. So if you need to stay, they're in the back.
So microbiology, what's the grade of the NVCC plus? NVCC plus. Okay. So I have that on my transcript that I sent. Is there anything else that I have to do for my legal set? Because I'm in Sacramento right now, university. What? I'm at Sacred Heart University. I'm transferring. Okay. So like all of my prereqs are done. But I was just wondering because I know you
Did you get an acceptance letter?
Yeah.
Okay, if you got an acceptance letter, you should be pretty much set as far as for what you need, right? Without looking at your transcript or your information in detail in degree works, I really can't answer that.
Okay. Who should I ask for that then?
You can get in touch with your guided path advisor.
An advisor?
Yep.
How would I do that? I don't even have like an email yet.
Once that's been set up, then that's how you can get in touch with them. So email Nancy Torres, say you need to know, you want to find out who your guided path advisor is, you can find out that information for you.
Okay.
Do you have a college ID yet?
Yeah, I have the idea. I just don't know how to get to the email if no one ever said.
Yeah, because I have my Outlook. They told me the same
Did you
thing
get
for
the
today.
MyComnet access?
And I've been asking. So is that how you do your application?
I've been emailing. Well, the other problem too is on my new CTC Blackboard, it still has my advisor from last semester. I don't have like an additional person.
Just talk to them about it.
Well, it was just about registration. And I was told when I emailed that to address it today.
To override it
And to inquire about information today on how to register.
and I also called Nancy.
The sign-in sheets were in the front, so just hold on one second.